Well, while you were listening to Tupac
Uh-huh.
and his rap, I was listening to Weird Al, which brings me to one of the greatest white musicians of all time, Elvis Presley. You like that segue?
That was great.
You ever hear Amish Paradise?
Uh-huh.
Oh, boy.
I watched all of Weird Al's videos. I was a big fan.
Yeah?
I never bought any albums because I didn't realize at the time that he was making albums. I thought it was just singles that he was doing. I had no idea until I was later that he was making whole parody albums.
Oh, yeah. And
you had albums? Did you have the albums?
Man, first concert I ever saw was Weird Al.
Shut the up. Are you serious?
Fox Theater in
wow,
St. Louis.
Yeah. That's why I saw Immature.
Oh, wow. You must have been there Friday. I was there Saturday.
I can't believe I was listening to these 13 and 12-year-olds sing about love, and I was like, man, they get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's so funny. I'll never forget. Weird Al came out. There was a brief intermission, and he came out in the fat suit for Bad for Michael Jackson, who we'll talk about in a little bit. And he came out in fat, and he walked right past me, and I like tried to touch him. I was like,
just want to test
Weird Al. Yeah.
The hem of his garment.
And then I was working on a late night TV show, and I met him. And I went up to him I had my mom mail me one of his CDs because I knew he was coming on the show. And I walk over and I was like, go to the dressing room. You're not supposed to do anything I was doing.
No,
but,
not at all.
Yeah, but I was like, hey, Al. And he was like, hey, how's it going? And I was like, can I come in? And he was like, okay. And then I was like, you're my first concert. I have all of your albums. This is unprofessional, but would you please take a picture and sign this? And he goes, okay. And then he did all of that. I have a picture with him. It's amazing. And then he went out and put his legs over his head and got a standing ovation by the crowd. That dude is a legend, man. I love that. You want to talk about who would get me to storm the Capitol? Weird Al. Weird Al. Weird Al. If he did a parody of what would it be called? Like something with Storm. Riders on the Storm. Yeah. And it was like Riders on the Storm the Capitol.
What if y'all stormed the Capitol, but everybody had to do their own different songs? So everybody's doing a different song. Some people are doing a fat, some people doing Amish Paradise. Everybody has to do a different song. And you got to be in full costume.
Yes, you have to.
Otherwise, you're not associated with this. If you're not in costume, it doesn't count. So everybody's in like
you got those weird
suit.
deep cut dudes who are doing something from that song, The Night Santa Went Crazy, and like only the real ones know, you know?
That was a flex. Mike just tried to on us like, I'm not just a play fan. I know the B cuts. I know the deep cuts. That is such a weird flex, man. But I love that for you.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
So Elvis Presley also possibly faked his death. And this is one of those ones that there seems to be enough evidence and enough sightings that would lend itself towards him actually faking his death.
First of all, this one was way more complex than I thought too. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one, but this one had levels, and I guess the Tupac one did too. I guess because I grew up knowing all of this, and it's just a combination of information I've just stored. It didn't seem that much, but that was actually complex. But this, I didn't know a lot of this.
So there's new developments that just came out about the Elvis death. But first, I'll just give a little backstory before we get into that. Massive artist. Ran into some drug problems, ran into some weight problems. We all know about his famous delicious sandwich. What is it? Peanut butter, jelly, and bacon?
Peanut butter,
banana, and bacon.
Yeah.
A phenomenal sandwich. Man, IHOP should make... Anyway, so he supposedly had a drug OD, had a heart attack, sitting on the toilet, fell over. Sounds like something that might happen to you. Not the heart attack part, but sitting on the toilet.
I am on the toilet a lot, man.
What if you were to think lifetime wise? How much time would you spend on the toilet?
Let's say I've been alive for 40,000 hours.
Okay,
I probably spent like 37,000 hours on the toilet. No exaggeration.
Here.
Not that long. Yeah. I mean, I've done it here. Yeah.
And you've been here.
I've taken Phantom ones here.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm talking about as soon as it hit the water, flush it real quick. Because I can't let that. I typically don't bring the spray here, so I forget about my spray. So I can't let y'all go out like that.
That's a nice move.
Yeah, man.
Dang, I'm gonna do that. Also, bottoms up. Knew we'd get there.
I don't have anything.
Fun drinking game.